Hey guys, how you doing? It's Tom Breeze here. I just wanted to create this very quick video because I've just come off the phone to a good client of ours, and we were talking about traffic sources and also talking about the types of traffic and how they interact with websites and how engaged they are. And it was really very interesting because they, as a company, do a lot of advertising on pay-per-click and Facebook ads, etc. And we've been doing a lot of YouTube work with them recently, and they've got lots of good rankings, so they're very happy. But the interesting thing was we were talking about different types of traffic sources, and it followed on from a conversation we had with our business associate AJ Silvers, who does a lot of work around analytics and conversions. Absolute genius at what he does. And we've been really kind of drilling down into the types of traffic sources to a website and how those people, when they come to a website, interact. And it's very interesting because you can imagine if you're on the front page of Google and you're paying to be there, so you're doing pay-per-click text ads, for example, you'll be spending a lot of money if it's a very competitive term. And when you're spending that money, you're writing an ad in the best possible way to get the highest click-through rate to come to your website, or typically that's the strategy you want to take. And then, of course, you want to have an associated landing page so that it's very relevant, and thus you're going to get the maximum chance of getting that person to take the next step with you, whatever that might be. And we found it really interesting because when you're taking that approach and you're getting people to click straight through from a text ad to a part of your website, you'll find that you can have what's called a bounce rate that can be quite high, meaning that people land on that page and decide to then disappear again, go elsewhere on the internet. And we've been looking at more and more into YouTube traffic and how YouTube traffic tends to interact with a website. It's been very interesting because, as you can imagine, if you do get a video on the front page of Google and YouTube, yes, you get the higher click-through rates anyway, because first of all, you're going to be ranking in the organic section as opposed to the paid section. Therefore, it's normally around about 95% of searches tend to stay inside the organic section because people get ad blindness, and so people just disappear, don't even look at the ads anymore. But Google really do try and make you look at the ads, of course. That's where they make their revenue. But then you've got the organic listings there. And the interesting thing is that with a video thumbnail, if you've got a video thumbnail on the front page of Google, you tend to find that the video thumbnail, because it attracts the eye, will tend to get 41% more clicks. And this is a study from AimClear, 41% more clicks than a text listing. So you'll find that you tend to get a lot more people clicking through to watch the video. Now, that's obviously very exciting. But then once they've come to your video, they're on in a context as such where it's very safe in terms of an environment. Because if you were to click through from an ad on pay-per-click, let's say, and you're spending, I don't know, some of the keywords that we go for are £20 to £40 per click, so it's very expensive. But you can imagine once you're clicking through from that, if you're landing on the website, your immediate reaction is your barriers are up, the sales barriers up, because you're expecting to be sold to or at least take the next step. Now, the interesting thing about getting someone to click through to a video is that you're in a safe environment, you're in a safe context of YouTube. So you're there, they're not necessarily expecting a sale. And if you've got a really well-designed video that's, let's say, 60 to 90 seconds long, or even shorter in some cases, you'll find you get a very high viewer engagement and viewer retention, meaning that they're watching the video, they're engaging with you and your company. And then those people that do watch the video and decide to come back to your website are much hotter leads. They're much more engaged, they're informed and educated about what you do as a business. But the next step that's really exciting is the fact that they click through and they're getting through to your website and they've decided to take an action to get there. They've decided to say, yes, okay, I'll take your call to action. Let's say, for example, in the video you said, click here to go back to our website. If they've made that click, there's two things I think that are going on. One is they've made a decision. And it's a bit like, not exactly the same, but it's a bit like the Cialdini principle of commitment and consistency. They've clicked the link and decided to come back to your website, and they want to find out more, and they have that intent of finding out more. Thus, they're a much hotter lead. But the second thing that I think is also the fact that they've already invested time to watch your 60 to 90 second video. And of course, then they are engaged, and they're going to click through, and they're going to stick around for a lot longer. Now the stats, and you're going to want to watch the other video that we've just created for you as well, that was a conversation that we had with AJ Silvers, our analytics expert. But the interesting thing is that when people do come through from YouTube, they tend to stick around for a lot longer on the website, 2 to 3 times as long on the website, very interesting stat, and also they'll visit many more pages on your website as well. And that is kind of the clearest indicator that traffic is much more engaged, much more interested in what you do as a business. So if you want to watch that video, just click it around about here. We'll put a graphic there. Just click that. It'll go back to the video. It'll share with you exactly what we're talking about. But it's very, very interesting, especially if you're using video in your business. And let me know if you're getting the same results, because it really is very, very fascinating. And also keep an eye out, because very soon we're going to be displaying something or giving you more information about something that's pretty controversial. But I'm going to leave that up to Andy and AJ to talk about that as well. All right, I'll speak to you very soon. Let me know if you have any questions or comments. Leave them in the comment section below, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Thanks very much.